Okay. So I'm going to start with the group motto. An enlightened form of education helps students to appreciate the advantages of cooperation. As individuals, we can accomplish little. Collectively, we can change the world. And I'd like to now go on to the principles on page 9, if you have them. So the first principle is people do not need leaders. All are capable of contributing their personal gifts. 2, all people, their thinking, their values, their beliefs are formed by the personal and cultural conditioning. 3, education is necessary in order to transcend the culturally imposed ignorance and conditioning we were formed by. 4, we have to use scientific methods to solve the problems of the world and create a better one. 5, on our own we can accomplish little. Together we can change the world. That is why group unity takes precedence over individual differences of opinion. Do I have a volunteer to read the first 5 guidelines on page 10? You can just stick up a finger. Who has the guidelines? Nobody? You got the guidelines, Andrew?
I'm sorry, this is actually the first meeting that I've attended here. I know this is not the first one.
Yes, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize. I feel like somebody sent me an invite to something similar to this. I must be getting the two conflated. There's a guideline. I am trying to find out where that might be.
Oh, you don't worry about it. You know, we have limited time, so
Sorry.
Next time we can do it differently. But Raul just told me that we don't have all that much time, only 40 minutes until we upgrade. So I'm going to leave a few things out that were on the program. Is that okay? Okay. So we agreed in this meeting that we would hear a presentation about an introduction to TVP and Raul's ideas about moving forward. And so I would now like to turn the meeting over to our presenter, Raul. He's completed the Socio-Cyber Engineering course given by the Venus Project, which is a very long and in-depth training into the principles of RBE. And well, if you have any questions about this, what he says, please make a note of them so that you can ask him at the end of the meeting or personally in a one-to-one contact. Okay? Raul, it's all yours.
All right, thank you. And then just to reframe, I'll be talking about like just a little ideas, but more or less the circular cities regarding this topic and a little bit of the Venus Project, if that's okay with everyone. So to give everyone an idea, if you think about it, the past and the present is always creating right now in this moment. So like in the next 33 years, the estimate, like without changing anything in this monetary system, 75% of the global population will be in cities by the year 2050 in this monetary system. And at that time, about 85% of cities will generate a global GBD, meaning that would be like a huge portion of why the monetary system is working because of the cities itself. Now, in this direction, it would be more efficient. And you could take it into consideration, this is just my opinion now, that every city that we will be building from here on out will be viable. It doesn't have to be circular, but the reason to me it's circular is because I love the idea of how Jacque said it is, it's working like a whole organism. Your body works like a whole organism, so why shouldn't cities work like a whole organism? Why shouldn't buildings work like a whole organism? Cars, if anything that we utilize today. Now in this direction, it's more efficient if we do build cities circular. Like regarding our project and what we're doing, what we are building right now, the first city will be circular. I think it's just more efficient. For me, it's just like gives more promotion to the idea of a resource-based economy. All cities, just keep that in mind. It doesn't have to be circular. It would be more efficient. It would be easier. It would require less energy. It would be far easier to renovate and update any problems regarding the circular city to itself. So to me, it's more appropriate because like I said, it's like an organism, everything working in conjunction with everything and using less waste as possible for the betterment of humanity itself. Everything will be incorporated, meaning designed and operated with using minimal energy, using the cleanest technology. Right now, every city is different regarding the fitting inside. Like if you see every city in the world, whether it's Denver, Toronto, any city that people are living in right now, it's more like people's egos go into those cities. So that's why you see different building sizes, different buildings regarding either that individual or that corporation or that organization. The context, the resources, the culture regarding all the cities itself, the construction, the food, the organic, all waste is common through the poverty of this system and this monetary system because people give, give me 1 second. Yeah. Sorry, my apologies. And it's just to create a harmony with nature and obtain the highest possibility standard of living for all the world's people, if you really think about it. That's what we personally want collectively, because which I think most of everyone know right now. If we do help other people and they are better, we are better ourselves, but that is in turn just holistically helping each other. Honestly, I don't know why people think the way they think, but it's fine. And regarding ours, and this is for me, and this is just my opinion, I love TVP, I love the Zeitgeist movement. I just think there's too many organizations. So like regarding, I call it a resource-based economy, honestly, because I think that's what direction we are working towards, because there's a lot of conflicts regarding all that, and I do apologize for saying that. But regarding our land in Colorado, so how it's going to be broken, and this is my experience because I haven't built another city. So the way we're designing it with our developers, our engineers, people that are helping us right now, it's going to be broken down into 8 parts, circular. So we're going to build one section and then build another section until the whole city's built itself. And then we'll work on the next city. So like, to give you an example, it's pretty much like the ideas we're using, a lot of ideas that I use, honestly, are Jacque's, just because I look at him like my grandfather. So he's done this for like 75 years, if you really think about it in that sense. He's been designing the architecture, and I've only been like in the last decade, if you really think about it. So talking about the circular city itself, it's going to be the dome itself, where it'd be the main hub, housing, either it's going to be the setup for the holistic cybernetic system, education, communications, network, health, and childcare in that dome. And then you just have, you can take any 2 circular designs that we have right now. The main one I'm using, like I really, really am open-minded to, is the one on the venusproject.com. That city right there, I think it's beautiful. I think that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be us. It doesn't have to be me. If anyone wants to come and build a city, go for it. I just want this direction to be as soon as possible. But regarding it, you'll have the dome. Around the circular dome, you have the access centers, whether that be theaters, exhibits, concerts, exercise gyms, entertainment, dining, spas, and more amenities in that city area. Then you have the houses, the skyscrapers, which I agree with Jacque on this, and I don't have any. That's what I'm saying. Everything is variable. If you guys have any suggestions that want to throw in any ideas why this will work better than this, we're open to it. Honestly, I think that's what we should all be thinking, because there's not one set rule or one set law, or this is how we have to do it. No, it's just variable. Let's work in this direction. But regarding the houses, it's literally being designed where nature is in conjunction with the cities or the houses itself. So it's like how Jacque said, every house and every other apartment building will not see each other regarding how the architecture of the land will be. Then you have skyscrapers. So skyscrapers are working, just think of it, if it's a whole city, just in a skyscraper, all organic, all efficient, it's a holistic. It's just like my opinion on this one. I love Jacque's reference regarding, how would I say it, like the Titanic. I don't know what to call those big boats, but they are pretty much almost all inclusive. So that's how the skyscrapers will be, if you really think about it. And then you have the outer ring after the skyscrapers. regarding the indoor, outdoor, hydroponic, aeroponic, this is my hard word, but it's aquaponic agriculture facilities. The belt and around that will be a waterway irrigation and the filtration of the waterway. And then outside that, you could go back to, so this is where it gets a little hard for the architecture, because regarding our land that we personally are purchasing right now, it's 88,000 acres. So it's about a mile in between if we want to start 1 to 2 lands or 2 cities, excuse me. So we could go back to nature, but not to the full extent that we would see in the future regarding that. Because out, you could have biking, amenities, ridings, renewable sources of energy, wind, solar, heat, geothermal, photovoltaic, and many others. Like right now, for sure, that we know we could actually pay for is wind, geothermal is a little extra, water, heat for sure, but that's a little more expensive at this time. But literally having cities skyward, seaward, subterranean, ensuring long-term prosperity, resources sufficiency, maximum efficiency, comfort, and safety assured for all the world's people. So like when this is my opinion now regarding this is, and that's why I'm saying it's all variable with everyone that's working on this project right now, is for me, I believe if we do start a circular city, I think we can get more promotion out that way, because no one's building. There is circular communities right now, if you really think about it, around the world, but not in conjunction working towards this direction and working towards utilizing everything so we could help other cities either be more efficient. Because I'm just taking more in ideas, because there's so many concepts about this, about the cities, because you have all those designs. We could talk about the designs, what goes into the cities itself, what people would be doing, meaning like people in the beginning, in my mind, and this is just my opinion, you could vouch your opinion on this one, is people won't have, in the city that we have, people won't have to work, but they will work on the problems, meaning like making either more efficiency for energy or agriculture, or how to create higher yields, how to make this more efficient than this project, because you have to understand there's so many problems that we have to work on. So, and there's many buildings that we could actually put and work towards. So my concept is most people will be working on the problems regarding the city until we fix some or most of the problems, and it won't be fully automated for like the first decade, but later on into the years, I think it would be fully automated itself, in my opinion on that one. Sorry, I do apologize, but I'm just saying. And regarding TVP, TVP itself, I don't know if you heard, and we told about this a while back, they do have what's called SEI, socio-cyberneering, pretty much like a university, which you could take with them. It takes up a while. It takes a little bit of time just because the person that is developing that is a little busy, which is fine. But that you could also take that course. We're hosting these individual online events to help other people and educate them. That's why Charlotte will talk about in a little bit, but I wanted to get like circular city ideas out to people, which I know a lot of people know our ideas. And this is our first one, so that's why I'm saying like I'm not the best right now, and I do apologize on that on my part. Because I had time to prep and all that, but I think I'm doing not the best job that I could be doing right now at this moment, talking about circular cities or the Venus project itself. But if anybody has any questions or anything, because there's more ideas that we could talk to, but I don't want to take a lot of your time today. I just want to for me, I wanted to set this up, see if we could actually have this going and then pretty much grow from here, honestly, but educating people weekly. But Charlotte will let you know more about that regarding circular cities. But that's more or less my ideas of circular cities at this point. I didn't want to go into my ideas, Charlotte, if that's okay. More or less, I wanted to educate people on circular cities. So with these cities, they don't have to be circular. That's why I said they could be any design, any architecture, but it should be in conjunction with the environment and people's necessities of life, if you really think about it, when we design a city. So that's why I'm saying anything at this point is variable. But for sure, in my opinion, building a city and having at least one city up, honestly, it brings a reality that this is possible and not now. And it's possible in our time, and it's possible, but it's the majority, and I think most people agree with me, the majority of people are so indoctrinated that they can't see past their own values, which is okay. But that's why, for me, honestly, building the city is not just getting a promotion. There's so many ideas that I want to talk to, honestly, Charlotte Spa, that she was talking about the last time. I love that idea. Or like an amusement park, because that brings promotion to the city, but it brings promotion to the idea itself to reach the majority. Because like my thinking of it, we just need the majority, just like the majority believes in money, to believe in this direction. Once they do, money is irrelevant at that time. Honestly, if you really think about it, and it's a long process, but I'm willing to work towards it, honestly, in my opinion. But if anybody wants to say anything regarding circular cities, please do so. Unmute yourself. If Charlotte, you want to say anything, let me know. I know I didn't do the best of the jobs, but I do apologize. But that's like some of what I could get out right now in this moment, in this time given.
Okay, thank you, Raul. And yeah, I think that most of us agree that getting a city into place would have a really positive effect on promoting these ideas to everybody else. So now the meeting is open for each person to share what they want. You can talk about the subject of circular cities. You can talk about your experience with resource-based economy, what you think about these meetings, anything you want to talk about, but do please keep the following in mind. We do not go into a dialogue with each other, so keep it to yourself and don't talk about others. So you share in the I form. And if you want to get feedback for something, mention that, and at the end of the meeting we will have time for that. Raul already asked if you've got some input for circular cities, that he'd be happy to hear it. I think probably you can do that better on a one-to-one basis, but we'll see how much time we have, okay? So the meeting is now open for sharing, and let's give everybody, I think 2 minutes will be 20 minutes, and then we'll still have time to close the meeting well, okay? So who'd like to begin? Yeah, turn on your mic. Simi.
Yes. Hi, nice to meet you. And I have some comments about the shape of the city, because now I'm doing environmental engineering, so I have kind of some intuition about what should be done. And if you know about life cycle assessment, which is important factor, you can write it down even. It's so important to know life cycle assessment. The impact to the environment, to be sustainable, we should do life cycle assessment in order, if you have a central computer in the city that is assessing all those things, it should assess life cycle assessment, all the emissions, CO2 emissions, other, climate change, all the other problems of the environment, right? So this is one thing. Another issue is that the place of the buildings where they should be located depends on the we should perform simulations. It depends on the culture. It depends on how we live. Do we want to, do we want a kitchen to cook for us at the center and we go there every day? Or is it better that the food come to us, the main raw material, and the robots cook for us at our homes? So this is all about, simulations and technology. And this, if we take it seriously, this all should be simulated. So it is not easy to just say, it is circular. It is, if we take lots of buildings, it's circular, but we must simulate it at the basic understanding. It is not easy. It has lots of work to do.
Okay,
so
thank
2
you.
minutes, I think. Thank you
Yeah,
very
that
much.
was 2 minutes. Very good. Who else would like to share? Don't
Robert?
be shy. Yeah.
Robert, you
Nicholas?
should share.
Nicholas, could you turn on your mic?
Yeah, I just have. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to you, Raul, personally after this, because I definitely want to know more about this land that you're buying. So I've had an idea and I've been trying to get it out there. I said it at the European TCM meeting, and people seem to have a good reception, but I've had no luck getting the work done or finding people with the right skill set. So right now I'm going to start studying automation engineering. And as Robert said above, my time of enlightenment was, we don't have to, this is my opinion, my time of enlightenment was, we don't have to start from a city. We can start a transition, so we can start first a village on a smaller scale. I mean, if we can start a city first, that's great, but we can start with a small village. My idea was to automate progressively. And so if somebody's familiar with the open source ecology movement, is kind of starting from the basics. So I identified the basic things that you need: water, food, energy, shelter, etc. And you start first by making machines that can automate that. And then you create an example, a real life example where people can come there, live there, and they don't have to worry about, oh my God, I don't have a job, automation's taken my job. How the hell do I survive? Those things, it's like a universal basic income, but resource related. So it's guaranteed to you, but it's because the machines are there, not because the government's giving you money. So I'd be very interested to follow your project and see if maybe there's space for me after my studies to help you guys out actively and work on something physical, because I don't believe in just education. So I'll contact you later. I just wanted to put that out there.
Thanks, Nicholas. I see that we've only got like 8 minutes for the rest of our meeting. I don't know exactly how we can deal with that, but the next speaker, Rol's going to tell us in a few minutes how we can take care of that. So who else would like to share? Anybody?
I might.
Perfect.
Yeah, who wants to share? Nuno?
Yes, is the mic on?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, beginning with the presentation of Raul about, let's say, the scalability of the city.
Sorry. Could you not not go into a dialogue? So just give from your own experience.
Okay, I'm not intent to do a dialogue. I intend to point when Raul talked about the scalability of the city.
Okay.
My point of view on that regard. Sorry, I'm having here a difficulty with the internet. No, almost. My point of view in that regard is like I find difficult to make us predict a city when we can say, okay, let's not do some automation right now. I was thinking the automation, I think Jacque referred to it about our refrigerators. When everything from our refrigerators could be disposable to us from the backstage of the refrigerator. If we on the long term want some kind of automation like that, all the building must be prepared to it. And when the city has those rings, we cannot make a city with just one ring on each of its concern, each of its purpose, and then amplify it without repeating rings.
Okay.
And that's about semi. Sorry?
No, I have to stop you because the time is up now. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. We have 5 more minutes.
Sorry.
Raul, have you got an idea what we can do about this?
Yeah, someone's suggesting like a Zeitgeist team speaker server. like I agree. We should work out these bugs here first. Just because this is like our first meeting setup. So what we can do is we're just gonna upgrade this account so we can have a limited time. Meaning like we don't know how long these educational meetings should be or these talks, because we could. And this is all editable, and we still have to talk with each other. But like,
Okay, but Raul, what are we going to do now? Because the meeting is over in 5 minutes.
well, if everyone still wants to stay on, you could just log back in, Charlotte,
Yeah.
and it'll give us another 40 minutes if you want to do that. But
Yeah.
it's like, in my opinion, like the first couple of meetings should be under 40 minutes, just to see how this goes. But yeah, we could just log back in and go from there.
Okay, can I get a quick show of hands? How many people want to continue? Okay, so we're gonna all log back in. Okay, so, hi there. So who would like to share now?
If you would like to talk, just unmute yourself. I would love to hear what Robert has to say also, just saying.
Where's Robert? Oh yeah, Robert. Would you like to share something?
Yes, of course. Today I have a talk about this on the somewhere under the post on Facebook. The best way and the natural way for making something better than we see today. It's to creating eco-villages, like we talking before. When we have a couple of eco-villages aside of another, after a long time, of course, there is a great opportunity and option to connect and build something bigger, like a city, you know.
No, could you turn off your mic, please?
Sorry.
When we have a prosperity, fully prosperative eco-villages, we have different styles of management, you know. Any eco-villages have his own way for working well. Any eco-villages, any of it have unit different skills, you know, different peoples inside. So the organization think what we talking about here, we should not take this topic as deep as we take today, because everything of organization will become in time, you know, just spontaneous, solving the problems. So the best start is eco-villages. How about this?
Okay, thank you. Who would like to share now? Yeah, Leo.
Leo, you have 2 minutes, and then if it cuts off, we'll just
no problem.
restart the
I'll speak pretty fast. I really think that we have to incorporate design straight from the beginning into the cities we built, because we have to keep in mind that we're going to expand, we're going to build things on top of it, maybe automate things, add robots and whatever. But from the beginning, we have to design the buildings, the city, in order to be scalable, upgradable, and really to keep in mind that it would be harder to upgrade things if we don't build it with the idea of being upgradable. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
I said I would be fast.
Yeah.
It's about to go off, so just Charlotte, click the start meeting. Everyone that wants to hop back on, just please click the link again. We'll go back on just because it's going to get off right now.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to end the meeting now, and then I'm going to start it again. Okay?
Perfect.
Hope it works.